Hello everyone, myself Forum Makwana, Assistant Professor of DC Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the session of Radar and Navigational Aids. We are going to start with number 4, that is MTI and the Pulse Doppler Radar. So in this session, we are going to cover the basic difference between MTI and the Pulse Doppler Radar, how we are going to determine the moving objects on the pulse position indicator. Then, what is the function of delay line canceller? That means it is used to remove the echoes from the stationary targets. That is known as the flutter. And we are going to focus on the frequency response of single delay line canceller. And what are different radar types? First of all, what is the basic difference between the MTI and the Pulse Doppler radar? MTI stands for Moving Target Indicator. Both radar distributes a moving objects from the stationary object just by looking at the Doppler frequency shift. Alright? So the moving target indicator, which determines the moving objects. So they are typically operating with the ambiguous velocity, which is also known as the blind speed, but with the unambiguous range measurement. That means it gives you the velocity information of target, but it doesn't give you the range information. Alright? And the Pulse Doppler radar, which use the concept of pulse imputation frequency, which is usually high enough to operate with the unambiguous Doppler measurement. So, this will provide the velocity information as well as the range information. Rather, MTI only provides the velocity information of the target. Alright? So, what is the operation? First, the signal is sent. Based on that, the echo signal is going to be received, and then we are going to measure the difference between the signal, which is going to be calculated to find the Doppler frequency shift. Let's say my reference signal V reference that is equals to A sin 2 pi f base t into t. And the echo signal, which is reflected from the target, is B sin 2 pi ft plus fd. Now, ft is the transmitting frequency, fd is the Doppler shift frequency, alright, minus 4 pi ft into r by c, alright. What is R? R is the range. What is C? C is the speed of the light. Alright? And FT stands for transmitting frequency. And over here A and B represents the amplitude of the signal. Alright? A is for the reference signal and B is for the echo signal. And what is V difference? V difference is a C sin 2 pi f dt minus 4 pi ft R on C. Right? So the difference is based on the target is moving towards the radar or moving away from the radar, there is a shift in the frequency, and we are able to calculate whether the target is moving away from the radar and moving towards the radar. Okay? So how we are going to find Doppler frequency shift? If the Doppler frequency is greater than 1 upon tau. What is tau? Tau is my pulse repetition time. Alright? And ft, if the ft is less than 1 upon tau, then we can say that we need to transmit a Manning pulse, okay, to calculate ft. Right? That's it. This is the pulse repetition time. So pulse repetition time stands for a particular set of time we are going to transmit a pulse, right? Secondly, this is the echo signal which is reflected from the target. And the third, we are able to find that the target is moving towards the radar or moving away from the radar. Alright. So how we are going to determine the moving objects from the A scope? Now, you can say that by comparing a multiple echo signals, you can see over here that the figure A, B, C, D, E. So these signals are the echo signal, right? We are going to compare this signal. So the A scope is a display of echo amplitude versus the time, right? Why we need to compare this number of echo signal? Because from these echo signals we are able to calculate whether a target is moving away from the radar or moving towards the radar. So we are going to superposition of this echo, which can be helpful in separating the moving objects from the stationary targets. Alright, so that effect is known as the butterfly effect. Right? See, this is the oscillogram of the output signal of phase detector. Over here, you are able to find out that this is the negative value, and over there, this is the positive value. But in between, the value is continuously changing. That represents the phase is continuously changing. Ultimately, the frequency is changing. We can say that the target for that particular instant of time, target is moving. So we are able to identify this is the echo from the stationary target, and the signal which is going to be continuously changing. We can say that is an echo from the moving target. Alright. So this echo from the stationary targets are going to be nullified, or we can say that it is going to be cancelled out with the help of delay line canceller, right? See over here, this is the diagram. This is the echo signal of the fixed clutter, which have got the same amplitude, because the signal is reflected on the stationary target is having a same amplitude. But if the target is moving, then there is change in the amplitude as well as in the frequency, right? So for fixed target, the amplitude and the frequency is same, and we can say that it can be cancelled out. Okay. So our aim is to identify whether target is moving or not. So the magenta color represents the output of phase detector. So this green graph represents the output of delayed period, and the blue, which represents the cancelled value, or we can say we are going to cancel the echo signal from the stationary target. Alright? Now, how we are going to determine the moving objects on PPI? First, the PPI stands for plant position indicator, or we can say the pulse position indicator, that represents angle versus range, right? There are different methods which must be utilized on PPI. The first one is the delay line canceller. Now, the delay line canceller we can explain with the help of this block diagram. So this is the NPI receiver with delay line canceller. Over here you can see that my antenna is there, after that receiver is there, and the received echo signal is going to be compared with delayed version of that echo signal, alright, with the help of delay line, which provides you the delay of tau, that is equals to 1 upon PRT, right? So practice circuit will compare these two echo signal, and after that we need only the positive half cycle. That's why that signal is going to be passed with the full wave rectifier, and we know the response of full wave rectifier, it gives you only the positive amplitude. Alright, so this will gives you a unipolar video to indicator. The signal that moving object is going to be indicated on the PPA. Okay, that is a display. That indicates whether the target is moving or not. Right? So, what is the function of single delay line tensor? Single delay stands for capital D, which is equals to 1 upon Pi. So the output of canceller is a cosine wave and the Doppler frequency. Alright? So we can say that the amplitude of the output is a function of two parameters. First one is the Doppler frequency and second one is the T, or you can say the tau, that is the pulse repetition time. It is the inverse of pulse repetition frequency, right? Now, how we are able to plot the frequency response of single delay line canceller? So, this diagram represents the frequency response of single delay line canceller.